Hello. Welcome to the Indigo Room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Make your way into the chat. Indigo Room. Hi, Linda. Hi, Barb. Hello, hello. Look, I got Sage going early. I don't have to relight it and relight it. How are you, ladies? Good to see you. There you go. Oh, let me fan it. I think I got it. Yeah. Hi, Sharon. Hello. Some sage. Let's see if we can get it to blow in your direction. There we go. Now we're cooking. I know. Look at you guys all prompt and everything. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I gotta wait. Everybody, boom, 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 just popping in, popping in. That's what I like. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you all. I'm glad that you're joining us tonight. Look at us all prompt. Barb, that was so funny. How is everyone doing? How's your week going? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Is the most important question. How are you feeling? I was feeling good today until I saw what was happening in the Amazon, and then I got all Wicky Wacky for a little while. So I had to go and do a meditation. Sharon said, a little tired, but I'm here. Linda, feeling good. All right, all right. Here you go. Sharon, your sage is on the way. I know you got my text message. Should have it tomorrow, finally. Ah. All right, well, tonight, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone. Barb says, I'm feeling good too, baby, and all. The Amazon thing is awful. Yeah, it is. It is really, that affects everybody. It's not just, oh, there's a flood here and there's a little fire. It's the rainforest. It is the rainforest that is on fire. And that affects everybody. I mean, the whole planet, the whole ecosystem is getting ready to, and it's been going on for 21 days and nobody knew. I didn't know it was happening. Let me blow out this candle. I didn't know it was, that it was even an issue. I didn't even know that it was happening until today. So it was a little stressful. Well, anyway, I want to thank you all for joining me today, and let's get this started. Hi, welcome to the Indigo Room. I am Sydney Chase, and this is the Indigo Room, where we discuss all things spiritual. By that, I mean we are non-physical spiritual beings having physical human experiences, like the one we were just talking about. Life is supposed to be good. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be delicious, even when it's wicky wacky. And we discuss all things, different types of tools, how to help you remove negativity and wicky wacky from your experience. And tonight we are discussing the I Am Discourses by Godfrey Ray King. And we're going to be tickling our amygdala, and we're going to be reading from the I Am Discourses book. And we're in chapter 16 tonight. And we're talking about the I Am presence. And your I Am presence is your I Am is your governing, conquering, and commanding presence. So we're going to talk about that tonight in the Indigo Room. So thank you for joining us. And if you have not done so already, just hit the thumbs up button for our normal subscribers. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. We thank you for joining us. And we hope that you find something useful here for you tonight in the Indigo Room. If you would like to call in tonight, as usual, there is a number you can dial in. And I'm going to put that up here on the screen. You can call 201-855-9898. If you just want to say hello, if you have some comments about the show, just want to say, hey, Sydney, how you doing? What's up, girlfriend? You can do that. It's 201-855-9898. I'm not going to leave that up for too much longer, but you can write that number down, and Linda will put that in the chat. I want to welcome Linda, Barb, and Sharon in the chat tonight. Hi, ladies. Thanks for being here. And I know we had a little bit of a discussion just before, but I just want to say thank you for popping in and joining me tonight. The I Am Discourses by Ray Godfrey King. So before we do that, we're going to do our usual, which is tickle our amygdala. And if you don't know where your amygdala is, I will tell you, but it helps to open up your frontal lobe. We burn some sage right before the show to get rid of all of the negative energies. And we also want to ask each one of you that is listening to the broadcast, even if you come in later and listen to the broadcast, to please, in your meditation for the planet, for humanity, include the Amazon, because right now it's on fire. And it's been on fire for 21 days straight. And nobody seems to be taking it seriously, nor putting the fire out. So I did a nice long meditation today for the planet, for the healing of our planet, not just for the Amazon, but Amazon was forefront in my mind. And I would like for each one of you to include the Amazon in your meditation as well. I think if we all get together, our I Am presence together can assist what's happening over there. And it's not just that the forest is burning. This is a huge part of our ecosystem here on the planet. And the animals and the wildlife they're not making it out. And the people, the indigenous people as well, are suffering. And right now, Sao Paulo is in darkness because the smoke is so thick. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it looked like midnight. So if you can include them in your prayers and your thoughts, and they're our brothers and sisters. This is our planet. So, we all got to help each other. Okay, so we're going to tickle our amygdala right now. And I would like for you to imagine that you have a feather in your hand, right? So we're going to close our eyes, and we're going to imagine that we have our feather. And this helps us to flex our imagination muscle. It really is a wonderful way to release the Wicky Wacky. It's like a brain hack. That's what I call it, a brain hack for your Wicky Wacky-ness and your monkey mind. So you're going to imagine that you have a feather in your hand, right hand, left hand, it doesn't matter. And you're going to imagine what color your feather is. You're going to feel the bristles of your feather. Is it hard? Is it stiff? Is it soft? Is it malleable? It's all up to you. I know what color my feather is, and you're going to imagine the color of your own feather. Is it whatever color it may be? Is your feather long, short? You decide. And then you're going to raise your feather up to the center of your forehead, and you're going to slide the feather over to your right side and tickle your amygdala on the right, which is right above your temple. And then you're going to slide it over to the left and tickle your amygdala on the left. And then you're going to pull your feather right on out of your head. And that helps to open up our frontal lobe. And, you should have a smile on your face when you're done. And if you're not smiling, try it again. Try it again. Do it again. Not try, do it again. Okay, so tonight we are reading chapter 16. Now, we're not reading the whole chapter. Like, we don't read the whole chapter. In the I Am Discourses, we go over certain topics. If you've read it before, that's great. If you have never read it before, that's great too, because you're going to find something in here that is really going to help you with your I Am presence. Last time we did the I Am Discourses with chapter 15, we were discussing holding your I Am presence for 1 hour. Guess who's been practicing that? I'm raising my hand. Because if I ask you all to do something, I have to do it too. So 2 weeks now, for 2 weeks, I have been holding my I Am presence for at least 1 hour per day. 1 whole hour a day. I stay in my I Am presence. So what I was doing, what I found was really helpful for me to get into my I Am presence was to write out my I Am statements. So I do that for like about 30 minutes. And I pick some I Am statements that really resonate with me and that I want to really get into my brain. I really want to create some new grooves in my brain. So I've been writing out my I Am statements for about 30 minutes first. And then I go into my meditation for another 30 minutes. And I have to tell you, it's been just delicious. Last night, I went to sleep. I went to sleep feeling like I haven't even felt that good. It was the best day. And I said this out loud. I was like, God, I had the best day I've ever had. Today was the best day of my life. Nothing extraordinary happened. Like, I didn't win lotto. I didn't, meet Idris Elba, on the street. Although that would have been cool. That would have been cool. It was just the feeling that I was in and the feeling that I was experiencing and the joy that I had all day long and the peace that I had all day long. And it was a really, really, really great day. And today was also really good. And then I got a little Wicky Wacky. I did a dive when I found out about the Amazon. And then I, went in and did a meditation for them and I started to feel better. So I encourage you all to figure out how you can get into your I Am presence at least for an hour per day. Really focus on that. Give it your all. Find some time within your day. We have 24 hours. What is it to give it 1 hour? It doesn't make you a worse person. As a matter of fact, it makes you a better person. So I encourage you all to do that, to give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. Okay, so we are on chapter 16 in the I Am Discourses, volume 3. So what I have for you tonight, so you don't have to keep looking at me all the time, I'm going to put up, if you don't have the book, I'm going to put up the I Am Discourses. I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm going to put up the I Am Discourses so you can read along. How about that? Let me see if I could do this correctly. Yes. All right. Now let me know if you can see it. Can you see what I'm seeing? Can you see what I see? Can you see that? All right, I don't know, maybe I need to make it a little bit bigger. Do I need to make it a little bit bigger so you can see where we are reading? And I'm going to highlight some things as we move along, but let me know if that's clear for you. And if it's not, then I'll just take it down. You can see it? Awesome. Yay! I don't know if you can see me, but you don't need to see me right now. You just need to see the text. The text is the most important thing. Okay, so let me see something. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. Nope, that's too. There we go. All right. Oh, you can see me too? Oh, okay, cool. Yay. Is the text big enough for you guys? Is it clear enough, or do I need to make the text a little bit bigger? Just let me know. If I need to make the text a little bit bigger, I can do that. Let me see. Let me enlarge it just a little bit. I think that might be better. I think. All right. Okay, so we're on the first principle. And it says the first principle of activity from the Godhead is projection or precipitation. Therefore, its nature is to project or precipitate itself. And the first activity is the divided rays going forth into individualization, into visible expression. When I speak of visible expression, I use that term because of the physical activity. Not that it is not always visible, because it is, but to those in the physical form, I speak of it as visibility. So you may want to read this part yourself, but this is when Saint Germain is talking about the beings of rays of light, and how the student, right now, we have now found the ability to really use those rays of light. And that's where coming in and using your I am presence and focusing on your I am presence power and the use of the intelligence of these rays, the more you get into using your I am presence, the more you give attention to it, the easier it will become to use those rays. And I'm working on that. So I encourage you all to do the same. And hopefully, we'll get better at it. But what I wanted to do was go into the second part, which is on page 185, if you have the book. If you don't have the book, then it is, let's see where we're going here. Okay, I think I passed where I really wanted to go. Okay, yep, I did. I went a little bit too far down. Okay, so it says, I have from time to time endeavored to give a word of encouragement, and through that enfold them, the students, in the radiation of strength, which is fearless and dauntless in the light. The loving, joyous stillness in the attitude of the students is wonderfully encouraging, for the expectant attitude is the right attitude to be maintained. I would suggest that those who have been having unpleasant experiences would consciously withdraw from those conditions all power they have been giving them most unknowingly. When it is necessary to discuss some condition to understand it, immediately follow by withdrawing any power that has been given it, and then know, I am, this is what I was doing today with the Amazon. I am the harmonious presence ever pervading whatever the condition may be. I literally sat in my I am presence and sent it, I sat in the Amazon as best as I could imagine. And I just sat there with my I am presence and just extended it out into the forest. I've never been there physically, but in my imagination, that's where I was today. So if you have any kind of Wicky Wacky condition and you want to understand it and you're talking about it, that's fine. But immediately following the discussion, withdraw any power that has been given it, and then know I am the harmonious presence ever pervading whatever the condition may be. As I have intimated before, and it has only partially reached through, I will repeat it again. Anyone, especially the student, who has experienced inharmony or limitation in his mind, home, or world can, with persistent, tensionless effort, by holding with determination to the following statement, keep his or her home clear of anything undesirable. I am the governing presence, governing in perfect divine order, commanding harmony, happiness, and the presence of God's opulence in my mind, my home, and my world. I mean, really, when you think about it, how does that feel? Just that one statement. How does that feel to you? You know, that you are the commanding presence, the governing presence, and you're commanding harmony, happiness, and the presence of God's opulence. I mean, could you imagine what the opulence of God feels like? Like, that is huge, I would think. So you're commanding that for your mind, your home, and your world. So you may want to write that particular statement down and keep that, you know, ever present in your spaces where you live. Write it down, put it in your mirror, put it in your bathroom, put it in your kitchen as a reminder to stay there, to stay in that I am presence feeling. When I say I am the governing presence, I am fully consciously aware that I have set in motion the full power and intelligence of God producing the desired condition, and that they are self-sustained. So again, the more you stay in your I am presence, the more power you give to it, the more self-sustaining it becomes. What do I mean by that? That means that you don't often will not have to keep reminding yourself, you know, you won't be stepping out of that I am presence feeling, that thought feeling. You won't be stepping out of that and looking at the wicky wackiness of the world today and looking at what's going on in your own, you know, experience. And just before those wicky wacky things approach you, because you have this presence, they'll just dissipate before they can even make their way. And you will be vibrating at a totally different level than you are vibrating now. I know I'm totally different. I am vibrating at a totally different level than I used to. I am no way in any way, shape, or form where I would love to be yet, but I am moving differently. I am talking differently. I don't let people in my space with any negative nonsense. I put up boundaries, you know, like I'm just, and I feel more powerful in my own experience. You know, I don't even allow people to start talking to me about negative stuff. Shut it down. Shut it down. Oh, and by the way, I called my mother. Just saying. We'll talk about that on another day. It seems to me that it has been clearly understood that when you use the expression, I am the presence in my mind, home, and world, you are not only commanding the conquering presence of this activity through your own consciousness, but you are calling forth the assistance of the I am or God presence into your home and world of whomever contacts it. This is so vital for the student to understand. Do not be discouraged if you do not see immediate manifestation of this harmony which you desire, but go right on feeling the conquering I am present. Neville tells us the same thing. Don't get discouraged if you don't have immediate manifestation. I got to tell you, I'm on YouTube a lot now, a lot more than I used to be, because, you know, I'm doing research, I'm looking at stuff, I'm checking out different things. And I have to tell you, it is amazing to me how many videos are on YouTube right now about immediate manifestation? I manifest this in 5 minutes. I manifested $500 in 6 hours. I manifest, I mean, and the everybody wants something for nothing. Really. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. And don't want to do the work, but they want the manifestation. And Neville says, quite frankly, many times, signs do not precede, they follow. You have to, do some of the work, and then the signs follow. They don't precede what you have done on the inside first. So what seems like an immediate manifestation for some people, it just means that somebody was doing the work first. They were inside their own wonderful human imagination, creating whatever it was that they were creating inside, subjectively, staying within their I am presence, doing their I am statements, and then the manifestation happened on the outside. Like, it doesn't work backwards. Even if you're doing it unknowingly. So even if you're unknowingly in your imagination saying, oh, I would do this if I had $1 million, and you're doing it on a regular basis, guess what? You are going to manifest that which you have created, that particular thing. So it's not just an immediate thing that happens. You have to do the work. So you don't get something for nothing. You don't just go and say, okay, God, give me $1 million, and then it shows up. If you got all kinds of wicky wacky going on within you. So this is vital for the student to understand. Do not be discouraged if you do not see immediate manifestation of this harmony which you desire, but go right on feeling the conquering I am presence. Again, with the feeling. Go right on feeling. It's a feeling thing. Do you not see that in this consciousness, there is no other presence to act except what you are conscious of? All other activity of the outer, which is understandable, is but a distorted activity and use of this mighty energy. Therefore, when you say, I am the conquering presence, I command this I am presence to govern perfectly my mind, my home, affairs, and world, you have sent forth the greatest decree possible to be given. And you have but to feel the sustaining power of this in the face of every appearance until you find perfection. Again, with the word perfection, I tell you, I challenge somebody to just go, I'm not doing it, but just go through the book and find out how many times perfection is mentioned in this book. How many times? Every appearance until you find perfection manifest in your mind, home, and world. Because really, truth be told, and as quiet as it's kept, I got a secret for you. You are really perfection. I am too. Nobody told us that we were. We were told that we were all imperfect. We're all imperfect beings trying to become perfect. When in fact, we are all perfect beings thinking that we're imperfect. And we are so powerful in that stance that we have manifested imperfection over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. Okay, let me just check the comments real quick. Sharon said, what? What did you say what at, Sharon? I missed your comment. I'm not sure what you were saying what at. Okay, let me get back to the reading. I wish the students would read this particular part every day to keep before them the mighty truth. I mean, we watch our shows every day. We have certain things that we do every day. We drink coffee every day. We go a certain route every day. Every day, that's part of our routine. Saint Germain and is saying, I wish the students would read this particular part every day to keep before them the mighty truth underlying these statements. Is that possible? Is that something that you could commit to yourself, for yourself, to decree every day that this I am presence governs perfectly my mind, home, affairs, and world? I mean, 2 weeks ago, we weren't even sure. I wasn't even sure that I could commit to an hour every day, but I've been doing it. I've been doing it every day for 1 hour. Now we come to a vital point, and that is the personal ray or rays sent forth by Jesus direct. Many will ask, why especially Jesus? I answer, because humanity has been taught to look to the presence of Jesus the Christ, few having any knowledge at all of the ascended host of the great masters of the great white brotherhood who wield limitless power to assist mankind. You and your students will have for the next 7 weeks the personal ray of Jesus the Christ. Those who can put aside any thought of other personalities and with open arms, mentally speaking, welcome these rays into each one's mind, home, and world will find almost anything possible. I assure all of you that the idea of these personal rays of Jesus the Christ is no imaginary thing. And you, our beloved messenger, have the personal thanks of Jesus the Christ for your fearless stand and use of the ascended Jesus Christ's presence. As the messenger gives forth riches of wisdom and truth, so should students, in their loving sincerity to the teacher through the I am presence work for the health and prosperity of the messengers. This would open doors to the students not otherwise possible. There are indications at times that during the next 7 weeks, revelations may be given to some of a certain use of liquid light. I wish the students' attention to be fixed on this so that those who are ready may receive it. Okay, so we're going to skip that because, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to skip that because this is necessary. I forgot, this part is necessary. Here, let me say that the right attitude of the student is always to rejoice at the advancement of his or her brother or sister. For each individual receives that which is most needed at the time, and if one receives one thing, another may receive something else. So the student should at no time feel that he should have the same thing that someone else receives. I mean in regard to revelation. As no two are alike or of the same state of advancement, you can see how they could not each receive the same thing at the same time. I think that's really key for all of us to understand, because I've, talked to people and, dealt with people a lot since doing these podcasts since 2007. And some people have different knowledge and different revelations and different understanding than me, right? And I have different understanding and different revelation than some. And every one of us has a piece to this beautiful tapestry that we all live in, this beautiful life that we all live in. We all have some piece. We all have some piece to the puzzle. So just because I may understand something doesn't mean that Mary Jo is going to understand what I understand. But she's getting something else. She may be getting a different message, and I'm not getting that same message. And so she's going to help me, and I'm going to help her. That's what we're all here to do. Okay? So don't get wicky wacky if somebody gets a revelation and you didn't get it. Something beamed down and, beamed out of someone else. We're all at different stages of advancement. Some of us come in through the top window and some of us come in through the basement door, right? Doesn't matter. We're all in the same building. I don't care that Joe's up here on the 8th floor and I'm down here on the 7th floor, down here on the 5th floor, the 3rd floor, the basement. I'm just glad I'm in the building. So just be glad that you're in the building and focus on your I am presence. Focus on your energy. Focus on what you can bring to the table, and don't be worried about what everybody else is doing on the outside. Now, this is something that I have to use for myself too. You know, because I get wicky wacky when how come she knows so much? And then I remind myself. So we all need to help each other. We all need to remind each other. Okay, where are we? Linda says, that is so important, not to compare your results, thoughts, and revelations with others. We all have different experiences. Yes, we do. Oh, you said what about me calling my mama? Yeah, girl, I did. I called her. It was an interesting conversation, but we'll talk about that another day. Barb said, yes, Linda. Yes, yes. It's so true. Well, it was time. Spirit said call, so I said, all right. That's the beginning and the end of it. Spirit said call your mama, and I said, okay, all right. But it was a very powerful experience for me because she did try to throw her little Jehovah's Witness thing up in there, and I wasn't having it. And it didn't bother me this time. So I stood in my I am presence, and I was good. It was wonderful. It was amazing. It was amazing. Linda said, think about how two people imagining a new home, each of them, if they described their imaginated home, they will be different. Exactly. Exactly. Linda, I get so many different things from all of you. When everybody shares what revelations that you have or what you're getting from certain things, and it's wonderful for me. It's because there's some things that I don't get, that maybe I didn't pick up. So I feel blessed. I feel encouraged, because everybody gets a different experience. Everybody has a different revelation. Okay, so I'm gonna get back. Let me get back over here to the comments. I'm just wondering, can you guys hear Cleopatra barking? Because I had to put her in her room tonight because she was just a little wicky wacky. Let me know. She's getting louder. Okay, there are indications. Sorry. Where are we? Okay. Oh, the most wonderful attitude of the student is to continually. Oops, I went down too far. Oh, I went down too far. Sorry about that, gang. Sorry about that. All right, what page are we on? Here we go. Sorry about that. The most wonderful attitude of the student is to continually bless and rejoice at any revelation that comes to his fellow students, thus keeping the door wide open for the glorious inner presence at all times. So again, like we were talking, we should be thankful and happy when somebody has, when someone has a revelation that we didn't get, because it's going to help each one of us. Okay, so we also, I'm going to skip over this part because we're talking about aerial transportation and planes and stuff like that, and that's already happened. So you can read on that. You can read that on your own when you have some time to do so. And you can, check on that whenever you decide that you want to do that. But yeah, so Saint Germain was giving revelations about planes and what was getting ready to happen, and how these planes were going to be able to carry big and huge loads, and it was going to be moving fast, and that's already happened. We're living in that age. So this was written in 1932, and what he has talked about has come to pass, basically. Okay. Let's move down a little bit. Okay. A simple but very wonderful thing is for one to give praise. We're on page, I don't know what page, 78. Yeah. Is for one to give praise every night and morning for that magnificent presence of life which animates the mind and the body. It is a tremendous thing to feel deeply this thanksgiving for the presence of life which holds within itself all things. Just be grateful to life for all it is and contains. The very presence of life enables us to do the things we are conscious of and desire to do, because we cannot move without this presence. We cannot even think without this presence. I wake up every morning first thing, and I'm thankful. I'm just thankful that I open my eyes. I'm thankful that my body's moving. However, even if it's limited, like when I injured the back, even when it's limited movement, I'm just thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, a lot of times people wake up in the morning and wake up in the new day and are not thankful for the breath that they have. Like, you can't even be conscious of anything that you're doing without the I am presence, without the presence of God, without that presence of source, without the presence of goddess, whatever you call in that presence within you. If one would take this statement, I am the presence, thinking through this mind and body, he or she would receive some remarkable ideas. That is how I actually received the first ideas when I started creating my jewelry out of paper. And I, made pretty decent living doing it. I'm doing it again. But that thought came from, not something that I created out of my, I can't give myself the credit. That's not something that I thought about. If one would take the statement, I am the presence, thinking through this mind and body, he or she would receive some very remarkable ideas. Like, how delicious is that? How delicious is that? Just think about that. Just think about that. I love that line. I am the presence, thinking through this mind and body, and that you would receive some remarkable ideas with just that statement alone. What did everybody say? Linda said, yes, the sharing is amazing, and it can often show me something I hadn't thought about or considered. Exactly. Barb said, I have a friend I talk to every few months who always got me upset, very pushy about what I should be reading, etc., and won't listen to my ideas. Used to bother me, but yesterday I shocked myself. Oh, did you? Oh, Cleopatra must have something important to share. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, it was indeed beautiful jewelry. It was. So yesterday you shocked yourself? What, you just said no? Not doing that? Stop in the name of love. Is that what you did? Is that what you did, Barb? Oh my goodness. Okay, I crack myself up sometimes. If one would, oh, we already did that, sorry. The brain is the first point where obstruction begins to register, because that is the point of contact with wrong ideas. Wrong ideas register most quickly and intensely in the brain structure, because that is the field of atomic activity. However, the attention held upon the I am presence so releases the power of the perfection which is within the electron at the center of the atom, that the wrong ideas and obstruction to the light simply dissolve and disappear. And then a question was asked from one of the students to Saint Germain where he was going. And he's talking about going to the city of light. And he's going to the Golden City, I'm sorry. And, he's going to celebrate the holidays and Christmas time. And it's not Christmas time here. And again, that part you can actually read on your own. It is the very simple thing, if students could only understand and apply it, is to absolutely keep the mind off of every personality and know only, I am the only presence there. It would open doors oh so wide. So keeping the mind off every personality, off people, just keeping the mind off the personality of the person. And like I said, when I called my mama, I haven't talked to her in 3 years, because every time we talk, there's always some sort of dramatic drama that ensues on my side or her side. But this time I stood in my I am presence and I just allowed her to be who she was being. She didn't trigger me. She used to send me off of the deep, trying to get me to be a Jehovah's Witness and all that stuff. She still did that. But I stood in my I am presence and I said, I am the only presence here. And just stood in that. And the conversation was, I don't know, it was like I was talking to my neighbor. I was like, okay, all right, okay, all right. All righty then. And it was very powerful for me because I didn't get triggered by, her wicky wackiness. One cannot long interfere with the progress of growth of another, for if the one obstructing does not release and relax his hold upon the other who is ready to go higher, the obstructing one will be removed by his or her own action. If one continues to hold steadfast and sincerely to the light, personalities will be swept aside or harmoniously disconnected from the individual's world. Like you won't even have to deal with that person because they'll just be disconnected from you. I know that there are people in your own experience that now, as you are doing the work that you're doing, as you are staying more in your I am consciousness, they can't even, because you're in a totally different vibration, they can't connect with you. They just can't connect with you unless you dip down. You dip down your vibration, you lower your vibration to match theirs, then you can connect with them. And sometimes they will make a leap and they'll come up and you can connect with them for a minute, but that may be that you've dipped down your own vibration. You may be feeling wicky wacky, or you may be having a whatever going on within you, and you have lowered your own vibration, and then you can connect with them. But when you are here, in your vibration, when you're higher and you're climbing higher, you won't, there's no match. You'll start meeting other people who are a match to your vibration. You'll start experiencing things that are a match to your vibration when you are standing in your I am power, your I am presence. I know that you guys have had that experience. I know Linda has. I know I have. And I know that I've met people when my vibration is lower that I'm like, what? What? I get indignant. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know how that showed up in my experience. Well, girlfriend, it showed up in your experience because you dipped down. So when you dip down, you meet the wicky wacky. Barb said, I didn't realize I spoke with her. Has that ever happened to any of you? Sharon said, good for you regarding your mama. Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you. I know that has happened to me on numerous occasions in my lifetime. As this state of growth, or rather expansion of light, it is necessary to know I am the active presence of all channels of distribution of all things acting for my good. When the thought comes, this is all I have, nip it in the bud and say, I am the opulence of God in my hands and use today. That's one of the I am statements that I was writing all a couple of weeks ago. The riches of God, I have the riches of God flowing through my hands and use right now, and nothing can stop it. I am the riches of God flowing through my hands and use right now, and nothing can stop it. It's just like this one, which is, I am the active presence of all channels of distribution of all things for my good. And I am the opulence of God in my hands and use today, right now. This is the time to stamp it out, stamp it right out of your minds and feeling. When you have that feeling of lack, this is all I have, nip it in the bud. We talk about that in the video that I created about releasing negative thoughts. What thoughts are you willing to give up? What thoughts are you willing to sacrifice? Because you can't keep thinking and feeling the same thing and expecting a different result. Because if you are in a space right now that you are not happy, really, maybe you're content, maybe you're just like, okay, whatever, this is the way life is supposed to be. Or you're broke, or you're sick, or you're unwell, or you're sad, or you're not reaching your fullest potential, then it has to do with the thoughts that you're thinking and feeling. That's what it is. So you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. This must be held as sacred silence within each individual. Take this as a sacred, reverent knowledge to be used. When you take from the I am self, it is impossible for you to take anything from anyone else or from any personality which rightfully belongs to that one. So I can't take it from you. You can't take it from me, because if it would belong to you, you would have it by now. Like, I'm not coming to steal from you, but when I'm using the I am presence and something comes to me and you expected it to come to you, don't get mad at me. Don't get salty. Everything which rightfully belongs to me is coming from me. And everything that rightfully belongs to you is coming for you. You are decreeing for your world, so you cannot take from anyone when knowing your own law. I am the presence acting everywhere. There is no possibility of division of the I am presence. If you need money, say, I am the active presence bringing this money into my hands and use instantly. You got to say it more than once. You got to believe it, and you got to know it. It is so important to get away from the importance of money. It is but a means of exchange. Do not give it power. Put all your power back with God. And then when you command, no matter what it is you want, you have all power instantly on hand, on deck, to bring forth the fulfillment of your decree. The vibration within any element is always the breath of God, eternally self-sustained. All pulsation is the breath of God. The simple consciousness that I am the presence of perfect health is this breath of God acting. I am the presence of forgiveness in the mind and heart of every one of God's children. This releases the enormous vibratory action after its kind. Hold the following with vividness. I am the pure mind of God. And that's the end of chapter 16 this week. I really like the one the one that I like, I mean, I like the one about money, but I love the I am statement about your ideas. It says, I am the presence thinking through this mind and body. And he or she would, if the student did that, would receive some very remarkable ideas. You can receive ideas, you know, we all get ideas all the time, but do you act on them? That's the key. You know, so you want to, when you get these ideas, you do want to act on them. That's important. Linda said, I like the thought that growth equals expansion. Yes, that's delicious, Linda. I like that too. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Let me just stop sharing my screen now. To just encourage you all again to really start, if you haven't done so already, or if you're watching this after the live, to really start paying more attention to where you're putting your attention. Paying more attention to where you're putting your attention. And when you catch yourself going down a Wicky Wacky train to Georgia, no, we don't want to go there. Georgia's okay. When you're going down the Wicky Wacky train, you want to catch yourself, pull yourself back in, reel yourself back in. Okay, I'm reeling her back in. Come on, Sydney, come on, get back in here, girlfriend. That's what you have to do. You have to be on guard. You have to be conscious of where your thoughts are going, because if you're not, guess what? Somebody else is imagining more powerfully than you, and they are dangling the strings of your life. So what is it that you want to be, do, and have? What is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to bring into your experience that you're not having right now? Is it joy? Is it more joy? Is it more peace? Is it more abundance? Is it more love? Is it more happiness? You can have all of those things. Just like yesterday when I woke up and I was feeling, well, I woke up that way today too. I was feeling delicious. I was just like, yay, I'm awake, thank you, God. So I do want to just encourage you all, like I said, to make sure that you do that work. If you can't do an hour, I don't see why you can't do an hour, but if you can't do an hour a day, then at least do 30 minutes. I do want to remind everyone that we also have the fundraiser for the Indigo Room. You can find it on the website now. You don't even have to click the GoFundMe link. You can find it on the Indigo Room. I should have changed that, but you can find it on the indigoroom.org. And we currently have, it only says $305, but we have $405 right now for donors. And I want to give a shout out to Kathy Good. Kathy Good, also, she donated, let me just write her name right here. Kathy Good is one of our donors. And we want to say thank you to Kathy for donating to the Indigo Room. I've known Kathy for quite some time, quite a long time. Where is it? How come her name didn't pop up? There she goes. There she is. And she's been a friend of the Indigo Room for a long time. So thank you, Kathy Good, for your donation to the Indigo Room. And we also have a donation from Kimberly. Okay, no, I'm going to have to do her next week. So we do one a week. So Kathy Good's on here this week, and Kimberly will get you on Sunday. So we have Kathy Good, and then we have a couple more we're going to give shout outs to. I want to say thank you to Kathy. Thank you, Kathy, for donating to the Indigo Room. Support the build that Katrina Taylor has created. If you're interested in coaching sessions with me, you can email me at theindigoroom2@gmail.com. I did get your email. You know who I'm talking about, and I will be reaching out to you as well. So if you're interested in a coaching session with me, please email me at theindigoroom2@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the links are in the channel banner right above your head up there. And our website is now open, as I said, and thanks to Linda, it's at theindigoroom.org. That's where we are. You can find us at theindigoroom.org. Yay! And again, if you would like to subscribe to the Indigo Room, you found some of the content that you'd enjoyed here. If you're new, then you can subscribe by clicking the Indigo Room logo up there on the banner, or the little subscribe button that shows up right here on the video, or the subscribe word subscribe, which are below the video if you're watching it on your phone. So Linda said, Barb said, that's right. So easy to go back to default thinking. Got to practice until we change the default. Absolutely, Barb. That's correct. And we want to say congratulations to Rosalie. Welcome, little Rosalie, who is now on the planet. That's Barb's new great-grandbaby. Thank you. And Sharon said, I needed to hear this. It was a Wicky Wacky day. Yep, we all have Wicky Wacky days, Sharon. But the key is to just keep pulling your attention back to what it is that you want to be doing, have the goodness, the joy, the happiness, the peace, whatever it is. Bring yourself back to that. Linda said, yay, 405 raised. The Indigo Room is going for 5,000. Yes, so please share. If you go to the indigoroom.org site, please share on your own social media the campaign, the fundraiser campaign. And Barb said, thanks for the website, Linda. Yeah. Okay, so yep, the baby was 5 pounds, 10 ounces, 8 inches. So again, thank you for joining us tonight, and we really do appreciate you, and we thank you for being here. And again, if you're new to the Indigo Room and you would like to have more content, you want to find out about more content, if you click some of the videos that are going to show up right here, one's going to be here, one's going to be here after I do this live. One will be the rest of the I Am discourses, and it's a playlist, and you can start from the beginning. And then the other one will be the Neville Goddard Resurrection playlist, and you can also start from the beginning there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just put one video. So you can click from the beginning. You can work your way back to where we first started. But we're here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And we discuss the I Am discourses and Neville Goddard Resurrection. And then I upload new content in between all of that. So thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button or subscribe. And if you're not, just thank you for coming back, and thank you for joining us tonight. And we will see you on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday? Is that when we're coming back? No, Sunday. We'll see you on Sunday. So you all have a wonderful night, you beautiful ladies, and thank you for being here with me. I love you. Bye. Thank you, Linda. Have a great night, everyone.